Well, back to losing. Hello, darkness, my old friend. You've come to talk with me again. Sens lose 4-2 to the New York Islanders.
How are the young guys now? I finally did it! I scored again! Quit taking penalties!
The Sens are gonna blow this game. Way to tie up the stick in front. Not.
Well done. Just well done. You better believe we're gonna be having a penalty chat at the end of this one.
What a time to be alive! What a long and brutal season that was.
This team, man!
It was all set up to be perfect. The Islanders are on the second night of a back-to-back. The Sens can actually win 2 games in a row. I know the Isles are better than the Wings, but the Sens took advantage of a tired Detroit team. They could easily do the same to the Isles. And they even scored first. It was all set up to be a perfect night, and then they fell completely apart. As always though, let's kick things off with lineup changes. They won on Wednesday night, so they rolled with the same lineup again on Friday. That includes Nilsson getting another start and goal, and I was all for that. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure this is the first time all season the Sens have rolled with the exact same lineup 2 games in a row. In the early going, it looked like a good call to start Nilsson as well, as he made a couple of tough saves early to let the Sens get into the game. And get into the game they do. With the Sens power play winding down, Thomas Chabot fires a shot on goal, Tyler Ennis tips it in front, it beats Thomas Greiss, and the Sens lead 1-0. This is exactly what the Sens need to do on the power play. Throw pucks on goal and get sticks on it. This was perfect. Shout out to Chabot and Ennis for actually doing it. But as much as this goal was about getting pucks on goal and getting sticks on pucks, it was about hard work. The Sens won 3 puck battles along the wall to earn the puck, and without those, they don't have any shot at the goal. Hard work wins championships. Ennis' first goal of the season gives the home side the lead, but it doesn't last all that long. 5 minutes later, Nick Leddy literally does the Bobby Orr, skates through the entire Sens defense, fires a weak shot on goal, it squeaks through Nilsson, and just like that, we're tied at 1. What an Ottawa Senators goal! It's just incompetence from everybody. No way Leddy should be able to skate through the whole Sens team like that, but by golly, what an awful goal for Nilsson to give up. A goalpost a few minutes later saves Nilsson and the Sens, but not long later, Leddy strikes again. Zaitsev hooks Leddy on a breakaway, and he gets a penalty shot. Leddy moves in, hits the hash marks, fires the wrister off the post, by the glove of Anders Nilsson, and just like that, the Isles lead is 2-1. And now we've got a defenseman with 2 goals, and we're not even done the first period. Thankfully, doesn't get any worse, and we head to the second period with the Isles in front 2-1. But not even 5 minutes into period 2, the Isles take a 3-1 lead. The Islanders cycle the puck around in the Sens zone before Clutterbuck feeds Leddy at the point. He steps into a shot, it beats Nilsson, and the Islanders lead 3-1. And with that, Nick dang Leddy, has a natural hat trick in this game already. Bad enough you allow a hat trick, but to Nick Leddy? The goals were his first, second, and third of the year. He had 4 all of last year, meaning he's almost got as many goals in this game as he had all of last season. Would somebody do something to stop someone?
You do know they changed it to Martin, right?
Why didn't you say something before now?
'Cause this was way more fun.
You know what? Who cares? The rant still stands. Leddy still has halfway to his goal total from last year. And he's already got an assist on this goal, so even if they changed it, he's still got 3 points. The worst part is the Isles weren't even done there either. About a minute later, they score again. And it's the guy they gave Zibanejad away for. Isn't life just wonderful? Barzal wheels into the Sens zone, he drops a pass to Brassard, he fires a shot that trickles through Nilsson, and it's 4-1 Islanders. Nilsson's gotta have that goal. That puck cannot get through him. It does, and it costs Nilsson the game. as he was lifted in favor of Craig Anderson. I was on board with Nilsson starting this game, but yikes. That was brutal. Thankfully though, Andy comes in and stabilizes things a bit as we head to the second intermission, with the Islanders still in front, 4-1. Then about 8 minutes into the third, the Sens get a power play, and surprise, surprise, they actually score. Brown feeds Ennis, he one-times one by Grice, and it's 4-2 Islanders. The goal is Ennis' second of the game, and is Ottawa's second power play goal of the season. The theme of seconds continues as well, as the goal was Logan Brown's second career NHL point. I have to say, Brown hasn't looked unstoppable since coming back up to the Sens, but I thought in his 2 games, he's looked just fine. He hasn't looked out of place, and one of the big concerns with Brown was his skating. I think it's looked more than adequate as well. I've actually been really impressed with his game so far. Unfortunately, the Sens can't generate any more offense, and they fall 4-2 to the Islanders, giving the Islanders a 6-game win streak. This is just such a disappointing game. The Isles were on the second night of a back-to-back, and the Sens scored first. This feels like a huge missed opportunity. As always though, let's get into good news, bad news. While it hasn't been great, I'm going to give the good news to Ottawa's power play. They scored their second power play goal of the season in this one, and were seconds away from having their third. I know the power play could have done a lot more and could have been a big reason the Sens won, but at least they did something. I had the luxury of interviewing a junior hockey coach the other night, and he inadvertently gave me some clarity. That coach is undergoing a significant rebuild, something very similar to what Ottawa's going through right now as well. One of the things we talked about was essentially having to start over. The team is very young. They not only need to learn the new systems of a new coach, but they also have to learn the rigors of playing in the league. What he told me is with a young team, you have to start with defensive systems. Keeping the puck out of the net is key because you're not going to score goals if you can't even get it out of your own end. To avoid giving the players too much to think about, what coaching staffs with young teams usually do is they usually pare it right down. They focus on defense first, worry about neutral zone and special teams and offensive zone later. This is something the Sens are probably going through as well, meaning the power play hasn't been a big focus yet. The Sens power play is starting to have a tiny bit of success with a couple of goals recently, and it's about to start to become a focus. Ottawa's power play isn't great right now, but it's about to get a whole lot better, and that is the good news. Now, for the bad news. Giveaway were a major problem for the Sens, as it looked like Ottawa was a bakery against the Islanders, and that is the bad news. They weren't terribly outplayed, but they lost the turnover badly, and it was a major reason why they lost the game. The Sens turned the puck over 15 times, compared to only 3 by the Islanders. Anytime you have a margin like that in a game, it's usually going to end poorly, and it did in this one. Ottawa badly lost the turnover battle, and that is the bad news. Next up, the Sens wrap up their 3-game homestand on Sunday night when they welcome Erik Karlsson and the San Jose Sharks. Coming into the contest, the Sharks have struggled so far this season, posting just a 4-6-1 record to date. They've also lost 3 of 4, so the Sens better be on high alert for a very angry team. The Sens did split the season series with the Sharks last season, including a 6-2 win on home ice, so there's a chance. That's it for this video. Hit like if you liked it, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends. And today's question is, what have you thought of Logan Brown's 2 games since being called up by the Sens? Let me know down below. And we'll see you later tonight when the Sens host the San Jose Sharks.